This is Highline's wireless wall mount controller. This is a touch controller. It's a standard wall mount box, so can be mounted on UK boxes. The supply to this wireless controller is just two cables, which is live and neutral. So the only supply necessary here is 240 volts. Live and neutral. Earth is not necessary since the box is completely plastic, and this will in reality act as a remote control, so it has similar characteristics with our remote control. By the way, it can also work and simultaneously with a remote control, so you can either change the patterns from the wall or touch controller or using this remote control, or both. Now we see how to program this. For this purpose I just set up here two controllers. Those are the wireless RGBW controllers that they can operate with this remote control, this touch panel remote control. And we have here the 24 volts DC input and one LED strip, one small length of LED strip per controller. So how to program or pair now each controller to the touch panel. This touch panel can run up to 4 different zones. This means that one zone can consist of one or more controllers, and the maximum zones that is possible to control with this one is up to 4 different zones. For this example, I will pair this controller to zone 1 and the second one to zone 2. It's possible, of course, to pair both of them on zone 1, 2, or even more. So let's power up the touch panel. So the touch panel now has 230 volts, nothing else is necessary. And I will power up my LED strip controllers, and default factory setting for those wireless controllers is to have all 4 channels on, and as a result white light. Now to pair the first controller, just to mention, when it's red it means it's power off. If you touch here it's blue, it means it's ready to operate now. So to pair this controller I just need to click the learning key, which is inside here. Is a little button inside here. I click one time, I select the zone, in this case zone 1, and I touch anywhere on the touch wheel. So as you can see already, this LED strip through this controller is operates at zone 1. And now let's pair the second controller at zone 2. So we click the learning key and zone 2 and any button. So now we have 2 controllers that they can operate independently. On zone 1 is the first one and zone 2 is the second one. So in this case I'll go to zone 1, which is here, and I will switch off all the colors. I can use the buttons below. This respects to red, green, blue and white. So instead of using the color wheel, I can individually control the colors. As an example, if I need white, I just click W and this strip has white color. I can do the same for the second controller, so I click the second zone and I switch off all the colors, and here is white. And in the same way I can also select simultaneously 1 and 2, both zones, and switch off white, switch on red, green, blue and white. Now it's all colors together on both controllers. So a color will, if I click on green, I'll have green on both. I can also adjust the brightness if I keep it here for more seconds. Now I'm dimming both zones at the same time. So that's a minimum dimming, and if I keep it again, it will go reverse, so from 0 to the maximum. So here we have the maximum 100% of blue. I switch off blue. I can change any color, but I can also switch off one of the zones. So if I like now number 1, I keep it pressed. So I switched off zone 1 now, so I can run zone 2, and zone 1 is switched off. As an example, I have zone 2 now, and I set it to this color. I go back to zone 1, I keep it pressed, so I switch it on, and I can select another color for zone 1 and different brightness levels. Also, this controller has some built-in play modes, which if you click the play here, it will change colors, and it has 10 different modes. So if I select again is pause, and I select again is the next mode. So pause, and this will be another mode. You can also adjust the speed of the mode, and you can also pause and save any color to a scene, so you can recall it at a later stage. If you touch back to the touch wheel at any time, the control is manual. So suppose we need white light only, so I can select both zones, and I switch off, power off red, green and blue, and I power on white. That's a RGBW strip, and it's a cool white in this case. If I need to adjust the brightness, I can also keep it pressed. So in this case, I adjust the brightness maximum, and from here we'll go to the minimum. And release, reverse action, so from 0 to 100%. So zone 1 and 2. And with the same way, I will now cancel the pairing to zone 1 and 2 for both controllers. The way to cancel it is keeping for more than 5 seconds the learning key. The flashes white the strip, so it means that this is deleted now. There is no pairing with the touch panel. I do the same for zone 2 for the second controller, and I can pair them both at zone 1 this time. So in case I don't need I need the extra zones for another controllers, and those two should be paired with zone 1. This is possible, and how we can do that is we select the learning key, zone 1, touch any color, so that one is already paired to zone 1, and we do the same with the second one, learning key, zone 1, and any color. So now both are paired with zone 1. They will operate simultaneously. So in this case, because both are on zone 1, I cannot select different colors for this controller and different for the second one. So they are in sync now. Zone 1, both of them. I can select manual colors. I can switch on and off, green, red, blue, and here are the color combinations for the RGB. In case we like to switch off the RGB, we can simply close it from the RGB buttons and select just white color.